James and Ed, I am certain that over the past year there have been plenty of things that have come up, that have been added to your plate, that have occupied most of your time. I can only imagine the demands of someone in your position. Having taken over for a long tenured director myself, I can understand how challenging it was to take over for Melissa. But James and Ed, 1 year ago, when Melissa had barely passed over responsibilities to you, let's be honest, there was one thing to do, one single thing. Pick this year's speaker for the key coaches dinner. Now, this is not an insignificant responsibility. They have to be a key coach. They have to be able to speak, write a speech that meets the demands of these people. We hope that they're funny, so massive boredom does not set in during the speech. They have to be credible, and they have to have some type of message that will resonate and motivate a group of people whose combined coaching tenures bring us back to stone tablets and the first fires. And James and Ed, most importantly of all, the choice had to be well respected among their peers. Which begs the question that is on the mind of everyone in this room. In your first act as directors of the Barkley Forum for High Schools, why in the world did you choose me? Setting that aside for a moment, I do want to thank both of you. I want to thank Susan, Michael, Kara, and the entire team for entrusting me with this speech. The pleasure is all mine. The pleasure that I'm going to get having the opportunity to talk at several of these people in this room without them being able to talk back is the greatest joy of my life. Seriously, what you do, what you've built, developed, nurtured, fostered, and sustained here at Emory is not just commendable, it's not just respectable, it's civically responsible stewardship of a cause. That's not easy. That doesn't happen overnight. And we all know that it certainly takes a village. Any speech by me of this importance has to recognize me in one. The 22-year partner of mine who hates being called out in speeches and hates the limelight. All that is good in me is because of your friendship, your understanding, and your unrelenting support. All that is bad in me, I made up on my own. You are the most powerful yet unassuming woman I know. And I am grateful every single day that on April 21st, 1994, I went to Guitars and Cadillacs Country Bar to observe the free line dance lessons. You'll get it in a minute. Behind every great woman is probably a man half as talented, half as smart, and always in need of nurturing and development. And you know that's certainly me. If you don't know me, I want you to know me. I'm the grandson of French immigrants and Iowa farmers. I'm the son of a father who is a veteran and was a dairy worker of 40 years. And a mom who was a Mexican Native American orphan before being adopted by my grandparents and has a 40-plus year career in nursing. I went into education and my sister went into social work. I was raised to respect, honor, and cherish the relationships around me. I have no idea where my ego came from because my dad and mom are two of the three most humble humans on the earth, and I am married to the third one. My high school of 50 students per class had festival speech and gymnasium theater. So my introduction to competitive speech and debate was primarily organic through my professional choices as an educator. I thank Daryl Moon for launching my debate coaching career. Daryl, a student, lost 41 straight wrestling matches, and I got so tired of watching it, I went up to him and asked this brilliant senior who got a perfect score on the ACT if he would help me start the first debate team at A. Del DeSoto Minburn High School. I was introduced to the National Forensic League by Dave Houston, and if Greg Mirberg had not sat me down and told me and taught me what was possible if I left Ankeny and went to Iowa City West, I would not, could not possibly be the director of the NSDA. The arrival of our son Jaden changed my life, and forensics will forever be a day job, but fatherhood will be my life's pursuit. That's me. Enough about me. New key coaches. First, right off the bat, I must accomplish two things. One, congratulations to Dr. Moss, David, Jordana, Chris, and Nicole. I want to begin by congratulating you. All of the honors, the honor that you're receiving this weekend is very deserving. And I want you to feel really, really good about this accomplishment. Why? Because after my speech, when you realize that I and the individuals in this room are the ones that voted for you, it may not seem as cool. Second, I want to give you the first life lesson as a key coach. Listen very carefully. This is extremely important. If you skip a year, if you decide that there is something else more important in your life than the Barkley Forum for High Schools, now that you are a key coach, you dramatically increase the probability that you will get stuck giving this speech. It happened to me, so it can happen to you. Now I know what you're thinking. How hard can it be to give this speech? When James emailed me and contacted me last year, I kind of thought the same thing. Like, how hard can this really be? I mean, I give dozens of speeches a year in front of, lots of people. I've heard dozens of great oratories at this dinner. The formula seems pretty easy. Strong opening to grab the attention of everyone in the room. Appropriately compliment the parties responsible for the event. Give a little about yourself. Recognize the honorees. Make a couple of well-timed jokes about your peers. But be willing to live with the consequences of those jokes. See, in this speech, roasting is permitted, key coaches. It's accepted. Heck, it's demanded. But new keys, be aware. Making fun of these people can be very dangerous. Now, I'm not talking about the easy pickings like Ted Belch, Glenda Ferguson, or Ed Williams. It is completely acceptable to make fun of Ed Williams anytime you want. It will always be funny. It will always be funny. But the real sweet spot for humor is when you can use a close friend that you feel that you know really well deserves a joke. It's like your go-to person in a speech to always make fun of. For me, well, I'll be honest with you, for me that person's Greg Mouse. Most Scott One speeches, the good Scott One speeches, have a solid Greg Mouse joke. Now be careful. There are some in this audience that should not be touched. What's that, Nicole? Who, Scott? Well, Nicole, I'll give you the secret. Here's a couple of examples. In this room, you do not make fun of Byron Arthur or Melissa Wade. This is like making fun of a black Pope or a white Oprah. You just don't do it. But seriously, Byron, I didn't know either of you during my coaching career. I only knew of you. But I am grateful every single day that I know you now. Key coaches, if you are able to work in humor into your speech and get a couple laughs, there will come a point when a message is needed. This message is the meat of the speech, so to speak. It's the coup de grace. It's typically some well thought out message about the activity or our community that is interesting to this audience. Motivational in tone and includes a call to action. Easy, right? I started thinking about who would be here tonight, who would be in the audience, and how my experiences with all of you in the room might have shaped or could shape this message about the activity. So I started thinking about it. I thought about the times that Dan and Tracy and I have watched the Packers lose. I thought about times in Vegas with Tara Tate, or fine dining with Billy Tate, or hauling Mike Edmonds to the Banana Republic, or golfing with Dave Houston, lawn bowling with Jim Copeland. Thought about the many years I raced out of this dinner to meet Frank, Dan, Alan, and Kevin for a libation to dilute the taste of the chocolate-infused brandy. I thought about listening to poor, starving, wannabe country singers at Commodores in Nashville with Jim Wakefield and Warren Sprouse, or finding the next Goo Goo cluster with James Rye. I even thought about the time that A.T. and I were violated, and I mean violated, by a drive-by flashing from UK co-eds during graduation weekend walking down the street at the TOC. And then I realized something extremely important after all this thought. None of this had anything to do with speech and debate. Chris, I know what you're thinking. Come on, Scott, after 2016, after the 2016 we had, how could you possibly not have something to say? A message, a point. Chris, it's true. I wasn't going to go political. It doesn't have to be about whose side you're on.